Morning. I'm a little early today, but that's okay because most people aren't watching this live. So, what today's daily word was about trust. And there's a lot of ways to look at trust, but what they wanted us to see, I trust in the absoluteness of God. That kind of goes along with several things, and one of those is why not be rich? I want to be rich that we've been studying. Um, And so, to me, the richness really is a lot more than personal wealth or uh, material possessions. It's all that the Father has, basically. And I know basically that all the Father has is mine. And how do I know that? I know that through trust. And trust shows up for us in many ways. Just think about our prayer for protection. When we say that, it's really a prayer of trust. And what is it that we trust? We trust that God is surrounding us with love and light, and He's protecting us, and He is there watching over us wherever we are, whatever we are doing. And that is something we just basically trust. We trust and know that. And and in Proverbs it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path." And that's what we're trusting in. It's part of trust and faith and hope and believing, kind of all are cornerstones of what we believe. So knowing that we can trust God and knowing that we can trust God to provide for us for all the good that there is, um, should be fairly easy for us. I don't think it always is, but I think if we get into the correct mindset, that it is something that we can, what's the word I want to use? We can adopt as part of our persona, is that the trust in God is there all the time. As I said, we basically are trusting every time we say the prayer of protection. We're trusting every time we sing more than enough. We're trusting every time we sing the peace song because we know those things, those words are true. So believing in and trusting and having faith and hope all work together for good. So what I would like to do this morning is just a really brief, let you think in your mind, and let me just kind of walk you through this. Let's close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. Let's just think about you right now. You are sitting there, starting this meditation, and you are trusting to know that your breath will go on. You will be able to breathe in and out. That your hearing is working. That your senses are working. All of those things you trust. You trust to know that they are there. You don't think about it. And if something happens where maybe you get a cold and you can't hear as well, you notice the difference. Or when you have a cough and you can't breathe as easily, you notice the difference. But you don't think about it because you just basically trust. It's just part of your everyday life. So let's go through the prayer protection and see how you trust with that. Let's picture yourself. The light of God surrounds me. Think about how that would be. The light of God is surrounding you. Maybe you're standing out in a meadow and you are surrounded by the light of God. Or maybe you're looking at the sky and there's one sunspot where you can see the light shine through. And you could stand in that sunspot and you know the light of God would shine on you. The love of God enfolds you. Think of God as a warm blanket just enfolding you. Just enfolding you. Or you floating on a cloud, being just surrounded by that cloud, floating, trusting to know that God has you, that Spirit has your back. And then the light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. You know that you are protected. You are protected 24/7. You know that. And the presence of God watches over you. You don't have to see that to know it. You don't have to see that to trust it. The trust you have in God that is in that prayer is implicit. We know these things. We can feel them. Sometimes we need to be reminded. Like when we sing more than enough, we need to be reminded that we are more than enough. But we can trust and know that is true. We can know that all that the Father has is mine. Whatever it is we need, it's provided. The goodness of God surrounds us, and all that the Father has is mine. So let's open our eyes. And what the daily word said is, I trust in the absolute goodness of God. We know that God is good. We know that Spirit has our back. I trust in the absolute goodness of God. I trust in the absolute goodness of God. That one may be harder to remember than this one, which is very easy. And I have been saying it 100 times a day for months. And it's worked out really well. All that the Father has is mine. All that the Father has is mine. All that the Father has is mine. And so as we go through these 6 weeks of reading that, it's not why not be rich, but I want to be rich, whatever the name of it is, the books, what we're studying, and what the lessons are planned around, know, without a doubt, you can trust that all that the Father has is yours. So all that the Father has is mine. All that the Father has is mine. All that the Father has is mine. Trust and know that.